which was
yeah, I saw your message.
it was a nice day. It was a bit of a weird one. It took ages for it to play out.
So I mean, I think my last trade was the 27th of last month.
Yeah.
So since then,
that's it.
I'm flying up.
Well, it's not going anywhere, mate, is it?
I like it.
It's not going anywhere, is it? Good morning, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, I do apologise again for the disruption, folks. I do apologise for stopping and starting this morning. I know I think there's been like 3 streams. For some reason, it just takes ages to like warm up my internet at the minute. Weird. Talk did say it should get better over the next 10 days. We will see. We will see.
A little stabilise.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's exactly the word they used. Stabilise.
Yeah. I used to work in broadband tech support.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody! You've done everything you've done.
BT and Sky. So I know all about it.
I hate Sky.
Same.
I was paying £80 a month for everything with Sky.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
It's like ridiculous, man. But anyway, good morning, John. A little quiet. I'm a little quiet, am I? Okay. Do I sound alright now? Tell me what it might be.
Too loud.
Am I too loud now? I am too loud. Hello? Hello? We need it about 30, 25, 30. Much better. There you go. Okay. Lovely jubbly. Right, guys, let's go straight into it. Lovely trade yesterday. Some lovely profit. I think we were up 30 pips or something, which was nice. Let's get into it top down. I did want to get on before 8, but the internet was like, nah. You're not doing that, mate. No way. You're not getting on if I'm not getting on. So, I wouldn't let us get on. So, let's go into it top down then, guys. So, gold, firstly, needs to calm its tits, right? Now, we've got gold has actually broke out this area and pushed. Now, the issue we've got no ranges on the monthly. All we know is that this monthly's got no top wick and this monthly's got no bottom wick. Okay. Now, I did say this last month where I would imagine price coming back down before driving up, but it didn't. Okay, so is this just the top wick for this monthly to close bearish? We don't know. I'm hoping so, but we don't know. So at the minute, the monthly's not telling us much. Okay. Weekly, again, we have another little issue, as in no top wick on this weekly. But what's happened is then price has opened up. We've done a little bottom wick and then it's done a little top wick. So how is this weekly going to close? That's the question. How is it going to close? Is it going to close doji, bearish, or bullish and carry on? Okay. But currently we are bullish on the weekly, but we know what happens when candles have no top or bottom wicks. Also on the weeklies, you've still got no top wick or bottom wick here, and you've got no bottom wick here as well. So what's going to happen, we don't know. I'm hoping we get a big hard drop down, but we will see. But again, we're bullish on the weekly. Good morning, Nella. Thanks for that picture on Instagram you sent. Made me laugh. I showed the missus, she was laughing it up. Okay, so now on the daily's quite interesting. So we've had a bearish close on the daily, but it doesn't mean we're going to drive back down. That's not like, it is a sign of like we're starting to reverse now, but so was this. So was this. Okay? Have we got any more? Oh, bullish. So it doesn't mean we're just going to drive straight back down. However, we are bearish on the daily, and also we've done a top wick on the daily. So could we look at a steeper bottom wick before driving back up? Is that what we're saying? Are we saying, okay, if we want to drive up, then we're going to have to break this low? Otherwise, this would have carried on driving because this would have been a liquidity grab to drive back down. So therefore, do we need to come down to break these lows in order to drive up? A bit like this one. So this one broke this low before driving up. So is that what we're going to get? So that's something we could look at. So let's mark this up as a potential target today. Okay. Let's mark the top of the range as well. Now I would have preferred this wick tapping 23.52 before flipping to the downside, but it hasn't done that. So we're going to have to be careful what's going on. So 4 hour. Now the 4 was closed bullish, but it's still respecting this minor support here. We've still got 2 hours left of this 4 hour. So we've done the first 2 hours of the 4 hour, and it's done a bottom wick, and it's actually broke the previous low. So if this candle is going to flip, I would imagine it could probably flip from here, because you have broke this previous low, so this could flip to the upside. Now, if this candle closes doji or anything bearish, then I can imagine us coming down to fill this range at 23.19, because the 4 hour is probably going to confirm the daily pushing to create a steeper bottom wick, or the daily flipping back to the upside to fill the range at 23.53. So it all depends on what this 4 hour is going to do, really. But we've still got 2 hours till that closes, so we're not going to know, really. We're going to try and catch something before that. But at the minute, this 4 hour can do anything. It can close bearish, it can close doji, or it can carry on pushing to 23.53. Because the issue we've got is, this previous 4 was closed respecting. So we don't actually know what this 4 is going to do. So at the minute, we're in the worst place at the minute, because we're in the indecision area. On the higher time frame, you need to come and fill this, but because this is closed respecting, technically we should be coming back down, or even to fill this range down here, or tap down here. So we'll have to look on a lower time frame. So that's the 4 hour. 3 bearish, no top wick. 2 bearish, we haven't had much of a top wick. 1. So what's the 1 done? It's in the worst place ever. So if you look at where the price is at the minute, it's not in a nice area. If you look at this area, look, it's where price reverses or continues. This is an indecision area. Look at these. So we're in this minging range. So what would I want to see then? So I couldn't take a wing back sell because the 4 is bullish. We could currently take a wing back buy because the 4 is bullish, but the hours in that are bearish. So could we? What's this? Could we? A low time frame. In the worst possible place we could be at the minute. Well, there's the 30 range. What if we took a wing back buy? You've got no top wick on this hour. So let's see what this is. We can't because of the 4, because that would be the 4 flipping, wouldn't it? But then we have closed respecting, so even if the 4 closes bearish, if we take a wing back buy off the hour, because what we notice about this hour is no top wick. So I would probably see price come back to there to tap before driving down, if it's going to drive down. But if you think about it, if the hour comes up and does that, what will the 4 look like? Well, the 4 would look like it's going to flip. It'd be like that. That makes sense. And if it does flip, it's probably not coming back. It's going to fill the range at 23.53. Okay, and then you probably don't even need to pull back that much for driving further. So I don't think you would be able to get out. So I'm not sure this would be on. Let me just put, I need to get the new indicators on. I haven't bloody looked at them yet. So there is, so we've got a range here on the 1. Got a range here on the 1. You've also got another minor range here where we've tapped. You couldn't even take one. There's nothing going on at the minute, guys. At the minute, I think we might have to wait for this hour to close. If this hour closes bullish, we could then look at a potential wing back buy back up, because you then would have had a 4 hour. You're bullish on the 4, and you're bullish on the 1 at that point. So, for example, if this hour closes like this, say bullish, anywhere bullish, we could then maybe pull back, take a wing back buy from 23.34, because to flip to the upside, and that would be the last hour of the 4 pulling back, if it's going to pull back, that is. But you should have a chance to get out at that point if it doesn't, because if the 4 carries on like this, what you're going to do, you're probably still going to pull back anyway, tap previous support before driving down. So you would get out. If that next 4 would get you out. And that would be your risk management. If the 4 closed below, that's where you would look to get out. So that's something we could potentially look at, but we can't do it yet. We're going to have to wait for an hour close. So something like where if we look at this is the only close one here. Look at this. Then we got an hour. Could we take a wing back from there? Don't like the wing backs because of the 4 hour. Yeah, so if we get an hour close, and then and then the new hour opens up, we could look at wing back buys from round 23.34 to come back up. But you might not even drive at that point, because these didn't drive. These just messed about for hours.
On your bed.
Really? Just buy it then. Captain Winston. That's the thing with French Bulldogs, we can't even shit properly. They've got no arsehole. It's like up the back, it's not even in the right position. Anyway. So at the minute, I can't really do now here. These ranges, look at these ranges, man. Like, what's what? It's just very, very messy. We're probably going off this, but we've tapped. So where would this pull back to? Well, this can either pull back to, let's have a look at this, because if it's nice on a lower time frame, let me see what this is. So the 5's bearish, and pushing 15, 5 no bottom wick. It is quite a strong support around 23.41, but the 4, I'm just worried about the 4, because the 4, if the 4 flips, it might not come back. So what's this 5 done? So the 5's close respecting here. I know I've got loads to do there, mate. That's one of the things I need. this is about. You have got a little range here, but I'm just worried you're going to push straight through off the 4 hour. I think we might have to wait for that hour to close unless you've got no bottom wick here. No bottom wick here. Signs of wanting to push down. If we're not driving here, that means this liquidity wasn't enough, so therefore we're going to have to break that. But in order to come down, we have to break the highs to come down. So could we grab this? It'd have to be off a 5-minute aggressive stops. Because the 15's closed bullish, but we've had no. It didn't close at least support anything today. Let me flip this. 15. It's in a range to push up to 23.41, but is it going to reject from there? Or I'm just trying to see if we push straight through, do we come back? So he's one. So what's this? Must have been news, was it? Must have been. Oh no, it wasn't. What's that we got? I don't know if the hours broke out or closed respecting. This is an issue because you've got a support here, but then you've got support here, you've got support above, so it's closed below this one but not below this one. What's going to tell us? Well, the 1 hour is going to tell us, isn't it? God, gone are the days of simple breakouts, Dan. That 5, what are you doing fast? So where's this going to come back to? So it's, I think we're going to have to wait for this hour, guys, unfortunately, because I need to know if we're going to break straight through here. Because I don't know if we're obviously not in a clean traffic range. However, so you either close respecting this area, but we've only had one candle close to show it's respecting. So this is what I'm saying. If we get a bullish one, that's 2 candles now respecting this area. It's more confluence that we need to then push further up. We need to at least push past the wick to drive down. Or this one here came straight through to 23.19. But this hour, why did this move so quick? That must have been news. Yesterday, 1:30 was news, wasn't it? That was news. Okay. So if that was news, we disregard that. We've got an hour close. Then we close doji. So we might mess about here. Because I'm looking at these. This is what we're going off. This and this. That's all we've got to go off. And it just messes about. It takes hours. So doesn't really drive. So therefore, if it's not going to drive, could we take this wing back sell? Could we take this wing back sell? I think we could take it if we don't break the lows again. Or do we need I don't know what this there is done again, so it's like right, what do you do here? 30 doji, 30 doji. You get a bullish close, you didn't even come down to tap 23.33. Is that something we need to tap? That's not good. Oh gosh, come on. So it's 23.33, an area we need to tap before driving up. This didn't break any highs. So this didn't break any highs. So we've had to pull back. So, and we haven't broke any lows. So we didn't break this low. This is the next low. So do we need to break this low in order to push past this? That's what I'm thinking. So a bit like this. So price struggled, yeah, came down to here, tried to come back up but struggled, therefore it's going to have to break this low. Breaks the low, comes back up, still struggles, another liquidity grab in order to push up and then break the highs. What was this one? This was news as well, I suppose. We have got a potential wing back seller, you guys, but I think I'm just cautious the forward flipping on us. That's it. That is it. Because the daily hasn't filled the range, is it? I would, if the daily had done that top wick to 23.53, I'd be all over this now, because I'm happy that it's done its top wick. So if you look at the daily, it hasn't had, it's done a top wick, but it hasn't tapped previous support, which is here. So if we had something like that, and then we were dropping like this, yeah, I'd just be taking sells really to come back down. We've still got 2 hours left of the 3. The 3 closed bearish, but no top wick on the 3. So is this 3 going to give us a top wick? And if it's going to give us a top wick, where's it going to give us a top wick to? Maybe the body of the candle. 2 hour. This is sucking me in for a sell, this. Sucking me in. Now if we take a sell here and we come straight past, maybe this one. Remember these lower time frames. Don't like that 15s, because the 15's got no top wick, but this 15 has broke above, so therefore this 15 should be pushing to fill the range at 23.40. So if the 15 closes there, like these, which it looks like it does, could we just wait for the 15 to close? If 5 opens up, pushes up, and we get a sell stop underneath the 5 to come back down. That's something we could look at. Don't hate me if this plays out and I'm not it. Right. Look at that 5 as well. Bearish 5. Oh yeah, this looks nice. 5. Still 5 minutes left. I feel like the 15 is going to close up there. But then that's the 30, so I think I'm just going to wait for the 30. This might reject for me, guys, but I'm not getting in on this. It looks okay, but I'm just cautious of the 4 hour. The 4 hour was bullish, technically. If the 4 hour was bearish, yeah, and then we had these candles, yes, I'd be getting in on this at wing back sell. That makes sense. So you want the higher time frames the same ways where you're looking at ideally. But I mean, it's quite a strong zone, this. It does look like it rejects quite a lot. There's only this one where it pushed through. This one pushed back through, but I believe this one was Muse. This one still rejects from around these areas. So you do even get some rejection. I do believe this 15 is probably going to close up here. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful latte dead. What's the 15 doing? So the 15 close bullish. This 15 is going to close in 3 minutes. How is this 15 going to close? Fours bad. Yeah, it's a minging area, mate. It's probably an area we didn't want to be at. Really, I wanted to be a bit more clean than this today. Yesterday was a tough day, to be honest with you. It was a counter trend trade we took. Well, if you look at the two, so the two, see the two's respecting this area. So is this? Are we going to get a 2? So are we going to get a doji like this? And if so, we tap that. But if we get a doji and it's bullish, could we not take wing back buy from there? Because the 4 is bullish, then the 1 would be bullish. Back up if we don't tap 23.41. So that's something we can look at as well. What we've got to be careful of is you come back, you pull back to the area 23.41 and then you can drop through the floor. So if we do close bullish on the 1 hour, is that the pullback to then drop through the floor? Just thinking if that's the 2, could we not take that? What do the 5s do? See, this is what you want to see with pushing candles, big pushing candles, then no bottom wicks, then you enter, come down. I mean, worst case, if we drop down, we'd just be taking like 15 closures below 23.34 anyway. To come down. I think the 2 looks the more simplified one. Makes a bit of sense, but because you've closed respect into the downside, does that mean you're going to flip bullish? 30 minutes left for a 1. So the 30 is going to close now, right? And the 30 looks like it's closing above all of this. So what is the new 30 going to do? Is the new 30 going to pull back? That means the 1 hour is going to close doji. 30. What is this going to do here? What's this 30 going to do? Oh, we're a doji candle on the 15. It's come back down. I think I'm going to wait for the hour, guys. It's not clear for me at the moment. I think we wait for the hour, and if we get a bullish hour close, that's the 4 and the 1 bullish, we can see if we can get a bottom wick to come back up and then go from there. I think this whole area just looks messy. What time did you get get the trade on. What trade? We haven't got a trade on there. Oh, you're on about yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't until later on. Good morning, Krish. It wasn't until I think it's about 10:30, something like that. And then it went into drawdown on the first entry. Second entry wasn't too bad. It just messed about near our take price move to break even. It's found support at 23.34, bounced off 23.27, range looking to move up and tap 23.56. No, I don't know, mate. I don't think it is. That's what 2 hour. Yeah, but if you look at the hours, right? The only thing, the closest thing to what we're seeing is probably this here. The only candles were closed respecting these areas. This and this. This was news, so disregard this one, right? This is no go. However, after news, we come back down and we close respecting there, right? So you've got 2 areas. That's all we've got to go off. And what happens with the next? Look at the hours. 1, 2, 3, 5 hours of just pure mess about. Just you wouldn't have been able to get in any on any of these really. Same again. There's 2 hours here worth. So what I'm saying is, are we going to get 2 hours of messing about, of not doing anything? So is the next hour going to go and just close small bullish with a wick either side? So are we basically, is there no volume? And we're only after 10 pips, so we're going to try and see if we can get something, but are we just going to do this before doing anything? I don't know. I hope not, mate. I hope not. It's in probably, out of all of this is probably the worst area, because if you put a little box across our prices, look at it, you've got a 10 here, yeah, and then you've got another 10 there, another 10 here, yeah, 10 there, then eventually you come through. So then you've got clean traffic areas, clean traffic, you've got a bit of a mess about here, right, and you've got through, which was news, and you got this, what messes about, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, all that in one area. You just want to avoid, because it's a decision area. What's price going to do? Where's price going to go from here? We have set up for a bit of a market maker, but we know that you can't just fully trade market maker. You've hit an OB, a 1 hour OB, if you're going into all that type of stuff. 1 hour OB, and then you've had got a break, another break. Yeah, well, we either need a clear breakout, or we need to fully identify that this is a range. So if we are bouncing in between these, say, then we need to see a higher time frame, something like a breakout or a close respecting, clear close respecting, and then we can trade this. We can trade this in here, because this is 50 pips, but we haven't had anything yet. We've had a bearish 1 hour, and then we're at the top of a range, if that makes sense. So really we'd want to take buys up. So if we get a bullish 1 hour close, then we could that would confirm that this here is a range for me. So then if we can get a new 1 hour open up with no top wick, push down, wing back buy, enter for this hour to flip and fill the wick, then we can look to do something like that. Even if it doesn't want to drive that much, you still should come and fill the range at 23.40, even if it wants to pull back and close small bullish. And obviously we would be in here and we would have grabbed this. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to confirm. At the minute we're bearish on the one. That's why we were looking at this wing back sell, but it hasn't tapped it, which is a good thing, to be honest with you, because that is telling me, well, if you look at all these tap that area, and we haven't tapped it. We were close, but we didn't. If you look at this one here, this one came up to our level, and it closed small bullish. Then the new hour opened up. We need to work out which way this went first. If you look what the new hour done, the new hour came to there and there. So if we can work out which way it goes first, we can maybe look at either a wing back buy up from here or a wing back sell from here. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the only thing we've got to go off. Or we look at a wing back sell from here with maybe a second entry here. So we just got to, I need to see what this 1 hour does. Because if this 1 hour closes bullish, then we're looking at something like this. Because if we get a bullish close, we could come back up, tap, flip back to the downside, tap, pull back, push back up, and we're just up and down in that area. Yeah, we'd get our trade out of it. We're only after 10 pips, aren't we? Because if we look at the 30 closed bullish, and now we're pulling back. Oh, we didn't tap this zone, did we? So I'm very surprised how we didn't tap that zone. Because there's no other, apart from these ones, but they don't really match up. There's no other time that 2341 doesn't get tapped apart from these here, but it already been tapped on this one. All these tapped it, so I'm very surprised how we haven't tapped it. So does that mean, what does that mean is if the 1 hour closes bullish, it means price is probably going to have to tap up with the next 1 hour. So this is what I'm saying, if the price closes bullish, that means we've got the 4 and the 1 bullish. All we do is price comes back down first with no top wick, taps the bottom of our zone, and then it flips to come up and tap it because there's something to come back for, because we haven't tapped that range yet. Does that make sense? But we need a bullish 1 hour close, because this 1 hour could still flip to the downside, because I don't know if this is the range. Is this going to close bearish to fill 2334? I don't know until we close. So we have got potentials, but we're just gonna wait, guys. But we could be looking at something like, if we close like that, all these still come down to, maybe go like that, I suppose. But it's not on yet. You might only tap 2334 with the new one. But if we can get something like this can open up with no top wick even better. We pull back and then we flip to come and fill the wick. I don't know if we'll pull back that far though, that's the issue. You might only come and test the previous wick. So you might get something like this. And then flip. And then what you'll look like is the wick will come and test the previous one, like that, but not break it. Something like that. Good morning, Vin. How are you doing, mate? But yeah, we're in a really minging zone, and this is another issue. If the 1 hour closes like this, there's a minor support here. Like, did it close nest play? So it's not broke above that, but it's broke back above that. So you basically be stuck in that tiny little range here. and then you'd have to wait. So at the minute, we've just got to wait. We have got potentials. We have got potentials. So straight after this, guys, I'm onto the nest. We're going to paint it, insulate it. First I've got to make the floor smooth. It's all like sort of lumpy concrete, so I've got to chase all the floor out. And then I've got to paint it all, waterproof and paint, because obviously computers and that are going to be in there. I'm thinking about colour theme. What do you think about colour theme? So I was thinking like a rich green, right, like a dark rich green, which we've got paint for, and then with like a wooden oak desk. Do you know what I mean? A couple of plants in there. Feels like I'm in the jungle. I can let me dreads out. I feel like I'm part of nature. I could have a tree next to me which I can hug every time I lose a trade. You know. Oh, what's just going to go for black and white stripes?
Both sound amazing.
Yeah. While we're
Oak
waiting,
desk sounds nice.
you want that?
Oh, the oak desk sounds nice.
Yeah. Just, I think nice wood on green goes well. I think it's cozy. It's got to be cozy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it can be cold out there. Like, got to insulate it all.
Yeah.
This is Mingham where I'm at now. Look at me back, John. Storage heater. You remember I live in Wales, guys, right? There's no central heating in Wales. It's all no, there is.
Oil.
Some villages don't have gas, so it's either you get oil tanks in, yeah, or it's like storage heaters.
Yeah.
While we're
My
waiting,
house.
buying and selling physical gold worth time. I don't know, mate. Probably if you think if gold's going up, and the way life's going with currency at the minute. I mean, the US dollar's like falling through its arse, like at the minute. So yeah, and what does people revert back to? What would people revert back to would be to gold, wouldn't it? Gold and silver and things like that. So yeah, but it's just whether you want to, if you've got money to put into that, for it to sit there in case. You know what I mean? I mean, you can always sell it. So I don't know much about it, mate. You'd have to ask my mate, Chappie, that's what he does. Not a bad thing, people should move back to the back boilers and shit. Yeah, just whether you've got money for it, innit? I'm waiting for crypto to get proper regulated. That's what I'm waiting for. Because it will, it's inevitable. Cryptocurrency is going to come in, but what's going to happen is the government's going to make their own, and then obviously that one will be regulated, and then we'll just push onto that. That's what will happen.
Brilliant.
But don't take my advice because I'm not fully clued up on it all. You need to ask Vic stuff like that. Gold keeps going up and up and up, and I'm also trying to figure out when crypto hits the top. Well, that's it. When is the top? When is the top? Like if we look at
Knew that this would be an easy game.
yeah. Well, let's have a look at gold. So if we look at this, was this the top? Was this the top? People thought this was the top. And then what happened? Zoom out. Nope. New top. No, new top. So it's like there's really no such thing as the top. It's just a high, you could say. It's identifying this pullback, but who was it? Somebody messaged me the other day, said, "Can you have a look at so and so pair?" It's had a massive push up. I just want to see if it's ready to come down, because if it comes down, it's going to come down hard. The thought, and I was like, "Well, what's price telling you?" It was like, "Well, it's," and he went, "Well, it's still pushing up." I was like, "It's still pushing up." Like, what I'm saying is trading. Stop thinking. It's alright to have game plans, so you work out scenarios. Like we say, okay, if the 1 hour closes like this, I would think the hour comes down here like this, or it might do this, and then we wait for it to play out. But we don't act on it until we see it. So all you have to do is just wait for price to print. I just said to him, wait for price to print that it's turning bearish, and then sell. That's all you've got to do, just act upon what you see. Are you going to get a top wick on the 3? Yeah, we might do this all morning, you know, guys. It's not nice. I really want, what I would like to see though, is if this daily can come and tap this today, and then maybe flip bearish. I want the weekly bearish. I want this weekly to close bearish, and then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, creates the top wick, maybe breaks the highs, and then flips to the downside. That'd be lovely. That would be lovely. Fairly straightforward. I went swimming last night down in the new sports centre.
Any good?
I practice my backstroke and my breaststroke, you know, as you do.
As you do. How many lengths did you do?
1.5.
1.5.
1.5. Yeah, Mason that saved me.
How big is it? 25?
I don't know, something like that, yeah.
It's generally like 550s sort of, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what though, normally when you go to like a leisure centre, you go in there, the water's freezing, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like it's always cold, you got to get used to it when you first step in. But I tell you what, this was like a bloody sauna. It's nice. Oh, what have I done? Yeah, but it was really nice.
I've been swimming since September last year.
Well, I've got the sea right here, mate, so I'm literally waiting. I'm waiting for my outhouse to be done, garage to be done, and I'm getting all my stuff from storage over. Wetsuit's going to get hung up, ready. We're going to have a little drying area with the boats and the surfboards and stuff like that. So it'd be a case of trading, and then wetsuit on, grab the surfboard. I've got dreads now, so it goes together, doesn't it? So and then run down, and just catch some waves, even though I can't surf. I just want to learn.
It's alright, just like never stand up on it, just lie and
like
catch the waves.
Bodyboard. Well, I used to kayak surf, so I was into kayaking. I used to do river runs, like paddling down rivers, but it's dangerous, man. And then we got into surfing, so kayak surfing. It was class, and I thought, I want to learn the proper surf. Look at
it is tough.
It's
Odd.
But yeah, so that's my plan. Are you coming to Relentless meet in May, Dan? Or Christmas do? If you can only come to one, come to Christmas do. What's that on? Are you there? Book it off now. Or is that my internet? Some physical glow there, that would be nice. Look at this. Are we still on, John? Internet, thank God for that. Yeah, we'll just look at this. This is minging. Minging. We've got no volume at the minute. Have we got any news today? I don't even refresh this. What day are we on? Wednesday. Yeah, PPI today. PPI, okay. FOMC. Did it win? Bargain speaks. Yeah, so if the 1 hour, I'm just thinking if the 1 hour can. This is that area for the 1. We really just mess about, don't we? What is this? 25 pips, 46 pips. Can't hear you, no, Dan, if you're on. We might not pull back that far, that's the issue. So all these, this one didn't, I suppose. Taps back up. Are you there, Dan?
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah. Was it?
Yeah. I think it's my internet. I don't know what's going on.
I was over the moon. I thought it was mine. I was like, fuck, it's my internet got here. So if this 1 hour closes like this in 6 minutes, right, that means we've now got a 4 bullish. I'm not saying it's going to close bullish this one, right, I think, but it's more of a chance that we've got 1 more hour left, that if the 4 closes below here, you're probably going to pull back anyway, so we can still get out. But it just means the 1 is bullish, and we haven't tapped that area. For some reason we have to tap this. They all seem to tap this. So we're trying to see if we can get a bottom wick first, tap, wing back buy, take partial move to break even, to come and tap that. That would just be our target. This would be my target. I'd be done. I might even close out full at 23.38, because there's just not much going on really. There's not much volume, and we haven't got direction at the minute. Okay, and the 2 things we need from Racky is volume and direction. So we'll see, but we need this hour to close bullish. That's key. Now, the only other thing what might catch us out is this here. So we could look at a second entry at 23.27. Was this yesterday's trade? Was one? No, it wasn't. No, I can't remember. No, it wasn't, was it? We were down here. So that's something we can look at. But we need a bullish 1 hour close first. We can't do anything without the 1 hour close. Your voice is laggy, mate. Don't know if it's just me. John, what am I like? Can you hear me alright? 2 minutes. Might be my internet, man. Sounds fine to me. Might be our internet then, maybe. Everyone's internet's down, isn't it? Imagine if the internet just disappeared. What would people do? Mad, isn't it? Scary how we're so reliant on internet. Don't know whether I like it.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
What do you think of the match on Saturday, Dan?
I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
Working. So with us being able to have like Thursday off, I'll work Saturday.
What do you think to Tottenham on Saturday? Do you reckon we can? Tottenham are good at the minute, aren't they?
Tottenham, it's hit or miss with us this season.
Massively, mate.
Just
massively.
Don't know what's going to happen. So, I mean, we're definitely capable of beating Tottenham.
Yeah.
You know, they are decent this season as well. So, it's a tough one to call.
If we are knocking on the door of European football again, I think this is a fucking successful season, mate.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
you know, I mean,
people are slating at the hours of
still
time
chance
to
for
that,
good.
oh, look at this, guys, here. Sorry to interrupt, Dan. Look at that. Look at this flip. See what I mean with the hour? This is why we have to wait. Very important to wait. Got to see what this hour's going to do. Don't like these Rangers, man. 1 2 minutes. But yeah, I mean, if we we need to win every game really now, rest of the season, to get up there, I would think. But if we're knocking on the door, and even if we don't make it, but if we're knocking on the door, then I think it's a successful season again.
Well, that's it. I think, you know, people will say it's not successful because we've made Champions League last season, but we know that that was a blip. That came too soon, and it was probably just the addition of a few new faces and the takeover and things like that. So people were on a high.
Yeah.
You know, I would still class this as a successful season. We're not, you know, knocking on relegation starts the other way around. So, you know, I'm happy either way. But
I'm just happy that it's nice to actually have seasons where you're not fighting relegation every season.
I've still got nails left.
Do you know what
this
I mean?
Close to the end of the season.
I
so,
still do it now when I watch a match. Emma's always like, well, you shut up. You shouldn't support them, you. Because I'm like, I think we're going to get beat here. Or if we're winning, right, comfortably, I still feel that they're going to come back and take it. Do you know what I mean? Just because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to them.
Still just like, oh, we're going to concede here.
Yeah. Morning, Lee. How are you doing, mate? Are you still away? I can't remember if you said you were away or home. But yeah, it's I always feel like I'm still going to get let down. Okay, so we've got an hour close in 5 seconds. How is this going to close? It's closed bullish, right? I don't like that though. Don't like any of it really. Let's have a look. I'm just thinking, it's the last hour of the 4 now. You're probably going to get a wick for 15, 30 straight past. If you're going to push straight past, are you going to come to 23, 27? Or is this pulling back down, tapping 23? Can we, let's see what these pushing candles are like. When we tap 23, 34, got more now, haven't we? Still away at home next Friday at the park. Oh, class, man. Come on, let me go back here. I'm trying to see what the fives look like when they come down to 23.34. So this, I want to see what the fives look like. So we had a bearish 15, these are 15s. Then we had a bullish 15, still didn't tap. I mean, this one tapped though, that's the only difference. Then the new 15 came down, tapped, and then flipped. So we've had a bearish 15. Can this come down? I need to see these fives. Come on, load up. That's it. So what happens here? Let's say we've done this. We've come back down. We've pushed back up to 23.38. So are we going to push back to 23.38? And then the 15s just print normal candles down and then come back. So we're bullish on the 4, we're bullish on the 1. So is this 4 going to flip, or is it going to close small bearish, or is this 4 going to give us something like this? And if that's the case, how far is it going to go? Can the 4 carry on? Well, nothing tells us that it does that, because apart from this, which was news, so we have to disregard this. We can maybe come to that, but let's say the 4 closes like that and we've entered for a buy here. I would still think you're probably going to have to come and tap 23.34. So could we take a second entry? A bit like, exactly like yesterday, to be honest with you. And then even if it flips down, could we take a second entry at 23.27? And our get out would be the 4 closing below. Or do we wait for the 4? Because the daily is bearish, right? The daily is bearish. It's done a top wick, but I know that it can do a steeper top wick, but it might not. It could flip here and get a wick fill. Do you know what I mean? And that's the move down. So the reason why we're looking for buys up is because I think we're going to get a steeper top wick. But if the 4 prints bearish, then that's going to initiate, actually we're not going to get a steeper top wick, we're coming down. Do you know what I mean? So we're in a proper contradiction area at the minute, which is not really that nice, because we're just in a minging area. I mean, the 3, the best thing to do is to wait for the 4, because then you're going to have the 3 close, the 2 close. The 1, I mean, you've closed respecting this level now, twice. So you're still respecting this area. So do you need to come back up? So if we come down, we could potentially get that wing back buy on from 23.33, but we'd be going off a 5 minute. So it'd be a case of maybe even if the 15 closes below, we'd probably look to get out. 15 closed below. Well, I say that this 15 closed below. With a 5. Let me get some tunes on, guys. You need to remind me to put some tunes on. Oh, this might take me a net over the top though. So where's that 5? So that's a T, isn't it? So 5 down. You mess about below. This is what we're looking at here. So if the 5s can come back up to 23.37, and then 2 bearish candles. 15. So if we can get a 15-minute close bullish. So if we can get a 15-minute close bullish, okay, and then the new 15 is the one what pops down, breaks the lows, flips. That's what we could look at. So I need a 15-minute close bullish. I don't know whether I could still take it without that though. We broke the high, still didn't drive. Go back, broke the low. Do feel like you have to break that. You have to stay switched on here, guys, because it might be a fast trade. It might be a case of right, I'm entering. My Spotify's not loading up. When I get in the nest as well, it's getting hardwired into the internet, so we should have no problems. Oh my god, what are you doing? I wanted the 15. Okay, stand by, guys. It's going to be a quick one, this, right? Okay, I'm in for a buy. I am in for a buy. We're going to be aggressive with stops as well. Okay. I haven't been able to get this on the signals. Where stops going to be? Where did I say stops are going to be? Stops are going to have to be below there, ideally. We might get away with stops here. 90 pips. Target is 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be moving stops fairly quickly off the 5, okay? And if the 15 breaks below and closes below, I'm probably just going to get out, right? So what we're going off here, sorry I didn't get a win back buy in there, did I? We're going off that the 1 is closed bullish, okay? The 5s tend to come down to tap this area. We haven't tapped 23.41 yet, right? We haven't tapped 23.41 yet. So we're thinking, or what we're seeing is, you tend to come down to tap 23.41 like this, and then you come back up to 23.38, but we're saying the reason being is we need to tap 23.41 if we want to drive down. That's what we're saying, that's what we're looking at. However, we came up to around here, so that could be the move, that could be the one to come down. I don't really think it's going to be. I think this is just a sweep to the low in order to come up back up to 23.41. So that's the trade, that's what I've got going on. I will be moving stops aggressively though. So we will see. Probably if the 15 closes below, I'll probably be looking to get out really. So we'll see, guys, because the 15's closed. We've got 2 5-minute candles left. Okay, so there's the 5 close. We know the 5 can close down here, right? That's what tends to happen. We might actually move, take partial move to break it even. Hey, what's this? 25 pips there, that'd be okay. You do tend to come back up to thingy though, but it's just that zone what we've seen. See what the 15 does there. So we don't want the 15 breaking this low really. I mean, to be honest with you, it can actually come to 23.32 and close and then still come back up. But other than that, I will be looking to manage risk though if the 15 closes below. Yeah, so that's a trade, that's what we've got going on. Stops, you can either put stops where they are now, or you can have them at the low 23.18. That would be the safest place to do it, because that would be the target, right? Because we'd be looking at a second entry at 23.27 if we do that. But I would get out as well is if the 4, because the 4 is next to close. So if you look at the 4, if this 4 closes below here, we should get a pullback to our break even anyway. So we'll be looking to get out at that point anyway. Okay. Well, let's see what these 5s do. But we're not in a nice range at all. Like, it hasn't made it easy for us today at all. This is a minging range.
I think it's going to try and give a steeper bottom wick for the daily as well.
There's another thing. The daily, this could be the daily flip where we've had a steep top wick. Do you know what I mean? So this could be the daily flipping. So that's what I was saying. It's the 15, but we're bullish on the 4 still, and we're bullish on the 1. So the daily's not just going to flip and drive. I mean, it could do, but the 4's bullish and the 1's bullish now. So I would think we're probably going to need to break the highs before coming down. And what we've seen with prices, you tend to tap 23.41. We haven't tapped it. We were close to it, but we didn't tap it. So I would think you're probably going to have to tap that before coming down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We might get a little push down and then pull back up.
Because remember, the daily just doesn't, like we came up, the daily just doesn't go like that and move. It's constantly moving up and down. And on the lower time frames, obviously you've got ranges on the lower time frames. But the 15's closing in 1 minute here, guys, right? So if the 15 does close below, we should still pull back, I would think. But this is the only time where the 15's closed below. And then he came back anyway. But I don't like these driving, so this is the thing, we haven't got much ranges, man. This is what I don't like, this here. Look at this, 15 closed below. So stand by if the 15 closed below, because on the pullback I probably will be looking to get out. Okay, a bit of more of an aggressive move. It might still play out, but we're going off the 5. I want the 5 to reject for me, you see. What's this little range here? We've got a 5 here. Oh, that's a big push down in there. You've got little ranges here as well. 23.30. Okay. So we have closed below. There's the 15. Let's see what the 15 does now. The 15 has closed respecting this little range here. So does that mean we can come straight back up on this new 15? I just don't like how we've done this little pullback. This could be it. We might push to 23.30 and then pull back. This could be the daily flip here. Let's have a look. So stops, guys. You have got a range here on the 30 where you could push down to what's this? So ideally you want your stops below here, which I know adjusting stops after a trade because you all got a certain risk on there, but that's where if you can do adjust stops to that. This was news, I believe, so I don't know whether you're going to push down to that, but we need this as a second entry area, as in 2327. So what is this? 2322. See if I can get the tunes. I don't know why my Spotify's not loading up. Come on, man. Come on. Let's see if this 15 can flip. If this is what you want to push down first. If this 15 can flip and pull back would be lovely. Because this 15, you might even pull back to our take partial move to break even. However, because the 15's closed below, probably be looking to get out, guys, because the 4, if the 4 closes below, I'm definitely looking to get out. Okay, so if we are stuck in there off the 4, then because then that's confirmed that the daily is flipping to the downside. Okay, I'm just going to grab a bottle of water, 2 seconds. Oh, I might even make a cup of tea. See if we can get some tunes on. Come on, the 15. Come on, the 15. Now we know the 15 can actually close out, right? Because we're looking at this here, and we're looking at this here. Okay, 2 times is the only 2 times where the 15's closed respecting this, and then both times we pull back up, right? The other times the 15s came straight through to 23.27. Okay, so the odds are technically 100% of the time when you close respecting this level, you pull back. And where do you pull back to? Well, you pull back to at least, I would take partial move to break even at 23.37. Okay, 100% of the time. However, this is the thing with all-time highs. Every trade is a lot more riskier because it's 100% of the time, yes, but it's 100% of the time out of 2. Do you know what I mean? So price can do whatever it wants because it's only happened twice.
Now I don't have
Can you hear that music? Anyone on YouTube? So it'd be really nice to see what this 15 does, or if this 15 can flip for us. Now the 5s, we had a little 5 break. I need a 5 close back in ideally. We need a 5 above here. You had a 5 close out on these ones, which is what we've had. So can we get a 5 close back up? For me, it's like this is the liquidity sweep. Because you think, where's everyone stops here? As this is not breaking a low, not breaking a low, not breaking it, well, it's broke this low, but you're building up money here and you're building up money here. You're loads of money here. So is this the liquidity sweep to now push to fill the range of the daily? Because the daily needs this, well, it doesn't need, but the daily can come back up for a steeper top wick before flipping back to the downside. So that's what could be happening now. And if we get a 5 close back into this range in 3 minutes, I would probably think we are going to get something like this, where we come back up and we start coming right back up. But my target for this, guys, is I'm only targeting 23.41. Let's see if this 5 can come back in. Oh, my back. I'll tell you what though, my back's been knackered lately, but I went swimming yesterday, I felt great after. I could do backflips. So if you look at the 15 now, that looks really nice. We broke the lows. Obviously we just need a fit. Are we going to get this? Are we going to get an aggressive pump back up? You do tend to have a 115 what comes straight back up. So if you look, this one, straight back up. So it'd be really good if we can see that. So when I say I'm getting out on the 15, I don't know if it was because now that I've identified this 15 zone, it looks really good off this 15. But whether you're going to stay like that, we really need it to stay like that. I can't really take a second entry here either, because the 15, you could come through with the next 15. I think if anything, second entries for me would be looking at 23, 27, but I don't even know whether I would take that. The reason being is because then the 4 is going to close down there. Yeah, the 4 might pull back, but that's the daily flip. So are you going to drive with the daily? Do you know what I mean? So I think it'd just be a bit risky. Yes. What, my connection gets worse when I put music on? Does it? Oh God, we need a bit of tunes. Makes it a bit more intense when there's no tunes on. Doesn't it, don't you think? It needs to be nice and calm and chill. So 5 minutes for a 15. We just need a bullish 15 close, right? Because what that'll do is that'll confirm that this is a support, and hopefully we can start moving back up at that point. Come on. So we've got a new 5 actually. A new 5 stars. Oh, it's a nice 5 close. You've got no top wick here. No top wick here. So does price want to come that way? So when you get loads of candles with no top wick, no top wick, no top wick coming down. So let's say we're moving down like this. Yeah, and you had loads of candles with no top wick, no top wick, no top wick, no top wick. It's a good sign that price will want to just power through that area and pick up all this liquidity. Okay, that's a nice 5 close back into the area. So we're looking at this now. 5 close back into the area. Can we get a bottom wick? Can we drive for the next 5? I'm also looking at these ones. You might mess about. You might mess about looking at this. You could mess about. You could come as far as 23.30, which is our entry, and mess about before coming up. Okay, we'll see how price prints, whether we decide to get out here or not. That's where Yeah, quality went down and it had 2 cut-offs. I've low bigger delay in chat, 2, 3 cut-offs now. Do like the music though. I'll turn it off, man. I'll just turn it off. Okay, what's it like now? Any better? Music is off. I'll have to just sing, John, or you'll have to sing, mate. Sorry, mate, I don't make the rules up. You'll have to sing. Come on, the 15. It's all on this 15, guys. We really need a bullish close on this 15. To be honest, if I'd seen this 15 like this would have been a good entry point here on this 15 and not on these 5s. I've gone off the 5 there. I'm looking at these, you see. But if I'd noticed this 15 come, actually, because that's the range technically. So I've used a zone instead of a sweep. This looks like a sweep zone. Need a live band in the background, yeah. Just someone playing the trumpet and that. And the harmonica in the background. Or a live DJ, yeah. I'll hire some and then just sit in the nest when it's up. Or just while we're trading. It's just whether, we need to work out whether this is the pullback in order to drive further down, or this wanted to go up but couldn't, so we had to break the lows in order to now go up and break these highs. That's what we've got to work out. And the thing is that we've got to make a decision around the entry. I didn't want this 15 to close like this, however we know it can now. We know it can, because now we've identified that it can. But I was thinking we were more on this, so we were coming down to here. So now we've got to work out, is this just a pullback to drive down because the 15's closed below, or are we going to close back up? Ideally I want to see this 15 close back above 23.34, because that's what this one done and that's what this one done. Okay, so I really wanted this 15 closing back above, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So does that mean the next we're going to get a top wick and then we're going to drive back down, or are we just slowly going to trickle up and do it on the next 15? We don't know. We've got to see, because this is the 30 now, isn't it? If you look at the 30, the 30's closed below. I don't like that 30. The 30's broke out. I don't like that, guys. Don't like that. This 30 should come back to break even. But if you look at all these 30s in a clean traffic range, down on the 30, so it could easily just open up and push down. So let's see what this 30 does. Come on. Hopefully it'll pull back straight away. Risky. See, I don't like zones like this, man. 15's flipped, hasn't it? Oh my god, the 15's flipped. Oh, don't like that. What's this 30 gonna do? Can this 30 pull back? So the 30's in a clean traffic range, guys, right? So it could drive straight down here. If this comes back to break even, I'm going to be getting out, because the 30's broke out now, right? Come on. I've crashed. Yeah. The mouse has crashed. This is 15 break the highs. Come on. Can we break the highs? see the way in frustration. I don't know whether this is going to push past this wick now. If it wants to flip to the downside, because the 30, this could just be a top wick for the 30 to flip. You know what I mean? So if we can push past the highs, I might move stops to the low of this 30, because if this 30 does flip, it's likely going to drive to fill the range at 23.27. That means the daily's probably going to flip and drive. Come on, the 5. Break the high. I mean, to drive down, yeah, what happens to drive down? We do tend to pull back to 23.37. We broke out, but we haven't pulled back. But I don't know whether this was the breakout here to pull back to drive. Oh, look at the 5 now. This could be the 30 flipping here, guys. Be the 15. I mean, you're still respecting this area on the 15. You're still respecting it. So we still haven't broke below this, but the 2 times it's closed respecting, the next 15's closed heavily bullish straight back up, and we haven't done that. Why haven't we done it? Is it because this time we're going to break through it? That's what we need to find out. And with the 30 closing below, it's a sign of, yeah, we should be pushing down really on the 30. We can't even enter here again for another buyback up to the break-even point, because the 30 broke below. This could just be the top wick for the 30. We need a 5 close above. Then we need a bottom wick to push. Or we need to still respect this area on the 5. But if you don't like the trade, guys, get out now. You'd only be on a partial loss. Oh, look at this 30 now. I don't like it. I think that's a top wick, isn't it, for the 30? It means the 30 can come back down now. So where's the 30 going to go? This is the thing. This, I believe, was news. So we could get something like this straight down to tap 23.22. This 5 does, 5's close below. If this 15 closes below, guys, I might look to get out, right, on a pullback. But we might drive down here, because you've got 9 minutes left. The 5's got no bottom wick there. It did break below on the 5. Yeah. Let's see what this does. I don't know whether I'd be interested in this second entry here, because you could come straight through. This here, look at this. What is this? What is this? Why did you do that? Look at that range. Missing. Yeah, very tough one to do. It's in a minging range, really. Everyone liked it. The 5, it didn't even give us a chance to go risk free really. We didn't even get a top wick on this 5, so you would have said, okay, well as soon as you get a top wick you'd go risk free. We didn't even get a top wick. See what this 5 does. This pops past this week, you're probably going to pop straight down at 23, 27. How much are we on here? 2k. 2k. The 15 still respecting, that's the only reason I'm still in. The 15 still respecting. If this 15 closes below, I don't want it might drive, but I've got to wait for this 15, because if this 15 flips back up and closes respecting, that's a good sign we're going to push back up. Yeah, but it means you're risking of it driving down. So it's a very tough one at the minute. Taking the second entry as well, I probably will take that second entry, but I don't know whether you're going to come straight through, because this one, I don't know why this has done this straight through. This, and you don't actually pull back straight away. Your second entry, where would your second entry be? Your second entry would need to be at the near stops, 23.22. I suppose you could take a second entry at 23.27 to come back up. It is another support, but the first time you come down, you tend to come straight through. That's the only thing I'm cautious of. And it would make sense with a daily. But we really need to see this 15 close bullish. If this 15 close bullish, that's it, sorted. We're sorted in the money. You know you're going to have to come back up. Yeah? But at the minute, we're looking bearish at the main 8. So we will see. We will see. If this 15 closes below, we'll probably look to get out straight away. Because the next 15, you're probably just going to get a wick fill. And we'll take a partial loss on it. We'll see. The 5's struggling though. Got 1 minute left to this 5. See if this 5 can come back into the range. I mean, he did get a 5 with no bottom wick. And if you look at this, it's okay, no bottom wick, and then you start coming back up. So if this 5 does flip, you've had a nice liquidity grab off the 5, come back up if it's going to do that. What doesn't look like it's going to. 40 seconds for this 5 to close. This is the thing with the 15. So 5 closes below, that might initiate the move back unless we get a fake out, which we can't preempt fake outs, can we? Can't preempt fake outs. Come on, pull back 5. No. So there's the 5, close, bearish, broke the low. If we can get a bottom wick and we flip back up to the upside, I'm going to move stops to the low of the 5. If we get a bottom wick, that is so. So a bottom wick first, and then we flip back up. All on this 15, guys. All on this 15. We really don't want this 5 to drive. Currently USD is stronger at the minute, but gold's fighting back. Gold is fighting back. No. So, because we're currently still bullish on the 4. So if you look at the 4, right? Excuse me. So we know the 4 can actually come from this height all the way down to near our stops, 23.22. Right, and then pull back, and then the 4 pulls back, but I don't like that actually. 4's closed below. What's a 15 done? 5's flipped. Come on. Go on 5. If this 5 flips back up, guys, I'm going to move stops to the low of this 5. To be honest, it might still play out in, because the 15 currently is still respecting. The thing what has gone wrong is we go off probabilities, don't we? It's all probability. So if 100% of the time something happens, we copy it. But at the minute we've hardly got any data because we're all time highs. So everything's a lot harder and riskier. Oh, look at this 15 now. You little bugger. Straight down. Come on. Clean traffic here, guys. I don't like this at all. Just wait if it comes straight through. I want to take another entry here. I don't like this. I don't like it. 48 pips. 48 pips. We need this 15 to flip really, which it doesn't look like it's gonna. What stops me there? 2.5, okay. Come on the 5, we're fighting back. Fighting back. Guys, I'm moving stops here to the low. I've moved stops to the low of the 5. I'm not liking it. Looks like the 15 is going to close. Yeah, that's alright. That's not too bad. Okay, so I've moved stops, guys. I'm not liking that at all. The 30's broke out. It's in a clean traffic range, right? I'm hoping this is the bottom wick to come back up because the 15's still respecting, but at the minute it looks like the 15's going to break out, which I'm going to be looking to get out anyway at this point. Unless we get a fake out, but we can't preempt that. We have to act upon what we're seeing at the minute. If the 15 closes the low, you're going to fill the range at 23, 27. I'm just not interested at that point. It's tough morning today anyway, so I'm not very keen with it. However, if the 15 can't, if this 5, I thought this 5 might flip back to the upside, but it might not. We will see. I mean, this would be a partial loss anyway, because it's what we call a controlled loss if it happened. But let's just see if this is a liquidity sweep to the downside in order to come back up. Might be. But at the minute the 30's broke the lows, I don't like it. Yeah, so going back to your question, Vin, is it's impossible to get a 100% win rate in trading. Losing is part of it, but it's how you lose. It's what we call control losses. If you can get control losses, which what we do, yeah, then you're managing your risk, aren't you? Okay, so that's a nice 5-minute close, that. It's a lovely 5-minute close. So, but we've had a 15 break of the low. So now, if this 15 can come and break the highs, I'm probably going to move stops to the low of the 15. And if we can get a fake out, because remember we're in a clean traffic range, if this 15 can come and tap 2332.21, I'm going to move stops to the low. But I'm hoping we can get a fake out on the 15 in. But remember, we can't preempt fake out, so it might not happen, right? Currently, we're in a clean traffic range all the way down to 23.27, but we could also drive straight through to stops from previous data, so I have to manage risk at the minute. But again, if you don't like it, you can get out now for a partial loss. For me, it would be 1% if I go out now, which is not really that bad, really. So we really need this 15. Create a bottom wick now, but not break the low, and then flip to the upside. That's ideally what we want. So it's all on this 15. Come on, the 15. Anyway, welcome back, Dan.
Hello.
Welcome back, mate. Bloody. Oh, I'm out, guys. Done. Yeah, not for me. Tough day today, like. Not for me. Watch it. It should push straight down now. And the thing is, though, you might come straight through to stops, because there's only 2 times where it respects this, and then it's got 1, 2 where it comes straight through. So it's 50-50 whether it comes straight through to stops or whether you take a partial loss. I'm happy to take the partial loss. We just come back. But yeah, unfortunately, guys, a loss. But yeah, going back to win, it's part of the game. Losses. It's how you deal with it. Trust me, it's impossible to get a 100% win rate. Yes, we get 100% months, but you have to take losses, right? So if somebody says to you, you have to take losses in trading, you have to. It's normal, right? It's whether you want to take horrible losses where you're not controlling it, not managing it, or you take control losses and you're managing it. So some people might turn around and go, that's how much did I lose there? 3k, was it? $3k I lost there, right? 2,999 to be precise. However, this I'm happy because we did follow our plan, and this is a controlled loss. So this was like 75% of whatever you were risking. So I was risking 2%. So this was 1.5%, 1.5% my account. So it's not a full loss for me, it's a partial loss. Okay, so I'm happy with that. We could have took a second entry here, guys, but it's very, very risky. It's 50 feet. You might as well just wait. Horrible range we were in. Horrible. But yeah, right, let's... At least we got a loss out of the way. Last one at the end of the month. So we're on 5 losses now, guys. Oh shit.
Have you seen the new indicators?
I haven't got them on
Mine
yet.
are on now.
Vic, yeah, I haven't got them on yet. Have you got them?
So I've just put them on this morning.
Have you? How they look?
They look decent. The new currency strength one, it doesn't have gold on it.
Really?
Like gold one.
Might be your settings, mate.
Don't even know how to change those. Don't know how to.
So guys, this is your most important thing with your trading. Your logbook. Got to be filling your logbook in. Very, very important. What was stops there? What did we close out at? 56. 56. That was hit. What was take fast and move to Brady? Look at it now. See what I mean? Look at it powering down. 23. 20. And it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you're starting out, to close a trade with that, with a loss, right? But if price powers straight down now and would have hit stops, you'd be over the moon, wouldn't you? Weekly bias, it was no. Daily bias, no. Weekly, we went. Daily, we didn't go with. H4, no. Against daily, 4 hour, 1 hour bullish. So the 4 hour and the 1 hour is bullish. So we probably didn't do anything wrong, really. So let's go over the stream altogether. So now that's our logbook. So if you took every trade on stream, end stream, you'd still be well in profit. Okay. We took a loss in February. We've had 100% month in January and November, right? And we took a loss in the others. March we took a loss as well. However, we were way in profit. Really good month for us in March. So if you add up all your profit, this is off a 200k account, risking 2% per trade. And if you copied everything I've done, you're still well in profit. Okay, well in profit. And this is what I'm saying. With trading, it's long term. It's not week by week or month by month. Look at February. We're down in February, yeah. But the money we made in January covered the loss in February, and also March covered it. And March has also created a buffer for April, and we haven't even finished April yet. And that's what it's about: control losses. Okay, so we're still well in profit on it overall. Okay, look at price now. Who's over the moon we've closed out? I am. Look at strength on 55.2. Gold's really weak at the minute. So you've got to say, is this a control loss? Yes, control loss. I'm over the moon that we've closed out there. And this is where the trick is now. This is whether you're going to make it or not, is what you do after a loss. Trust me, that's it. Are you then going to try and put a trade on because it's so hard for you to walk away from the charts after you're minus, after you took a loss? But now all I will do now is close my trading down, and I'll get on with my day, come back tomorrow. And that it's really hard to get to that point. But I won't even think about the loss really. Well, I will do now and again, but I won't sort of. I used to get really pissed off, and I couldn't sit still, and I had to be trading to bring it back, right? But you can't just come back tomorrow, man. Get your head set and just come back tomorrow. What do you say? Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, right? I'm gonna call it. Any questions? We had a nice win yesterday, which made up for. We were up. What did we take yesterday? I think it was $700, wasn't it? $700 yesterday, so not too bad. We're down 2-2 at the minute this month. Alright. Right, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Yeah, have a good day. I'll catch you all later.
I'll see you next week. Have a good
See
weekend.
you later, Dan. Have a good week. Bye.
See you later. I don't know if that works.